You have entered the Chronic's rabbit hole, and Opethians, we are reacting to the Moor. We are doing Still Life track by track. We're starting with the Moor. We have done Serenity Painted Death before we decided to do this album, but we are only skipping Serenity Painted Death. But we're going to go from start to finish. Let's do this. This is the Moor.
Have to pause for a second. I know this part because of how many times you've played it on guitar.
Right.
So like the do
Yeah.
do. So I heard it at first. I was like, wait a second, have I heard this song? I'm like, no, I've only heard this part because of
This is the only part I can do.
So I just had to
That was the Moor.
That's so good.
So what do you think about that one? That's the first track, the Moor from Still Life. It just lulls you into a false security right off the bat.
I love it. So something about OPETH that I have mentioned in the past that I really love is their really long intros and their really long outros.
Yeah.
As well as their transitions, which we've mentioned like every single video.
Every time.
But so it was interesting that something that I really liked about this opening specifically is to start off really quiet. So at the beginning of the video, you can see me like be like,
you're like, what's going on? Is it on?
Is it on? Is my headset broken? Did it finally die? Like,
yeah.
I couldn't quite. And Kyle's already ready to jam because he knows.
So I'm just
and I'm
waiting.
like, wait a second, do I interrupt him and be like, hey, my audio's not working, or
do
I wait? And so I really liked how it increased in volume, and it was just repeating the same line.
The anticipation, but it was so nice.
And
that melody.
I've heard that melody before because Kyle plays it on the guitar.
Yeah.
But that's all I've heard of this song. Didn't even know it was this song until I heard it. So I was like, oh no, have I listened to this on accident? And I'm like, no, it's just Kyle.
I've just been subconsciously prepping her for OPETH.
So that was amazing how they kind of did that, and how it, as you said, lulls you into a full security.
Yeah.
And then he comes in with his growl, and it's so deep.
It's just so powerful and
Like-
penetrating, and just, oh my god, it gets you so hooked.
And with this song in particular, I loved all like the almost false stops. It didn't follow the pattern. So like when you're listening to it and you're like getting into it, and then you think there's going to be that double drum beat, and there's not, and then they add 4 somewhere else, and so like they just throw you off with that pattern, so you can't get too comfortable.
Yeah, I agree
with
though.
it.
I agree.
And so that's what I really loved about this song, because it's like,
Yeah.
hey, something's happening. Hey, don't get comfortable. Hey, pay attention. Hey, wake up. So it's like that constant little nudge.
And what I love about OPETH too is they give little spaces of all the other instruments, and then they let that guitar have one of those sick little those
I
middle.
loved that solo.
Right?
So good. Lyrically, something I picked up about this song was when he went into his clean voice, he was saying like saying that everyone has turned away from him, and when he dies they're just going to sneer at him from beyond the grave. And then it was talking about like how like trying to get that like that help or whatever, and but then everyone's just like turning away and being like, no, like you're gone. Like
there is a real story, so
there's-
let us know if she's close, so then we can make sure we're following the correct
and
story.
he mentioned something about it being different in the rain, but when he was mentioning this, it was through his growl, so I couldn't pick everything up.
Right.
But I found it really interesting, the turning away and sneering at me from beyond the grave. That was the part where I was like, ooh, what is this about? I like this.
Yeah.
So it definitely gave me that, like, ooh, what's happening? Like, is there supposed to be this community that's like, haha, no, never mind, goodbye.
I think there is something to do with that from what I've gathered. So I think you're collecting the correct thoughts here.
And then with their transitions, just, lulled into a false security. No, never mind, you're dead now. We don't care. Goodbye. And then going into that other false security as if you're falling through.
Which they have.
And then having that growl come like, no, you're not getting away that easily. Whoa,
the way he comes back with his growls.
So powerful.
You love it, don't you?
Do. I love a really good growl and a deep growl. Like, it's literally broke my speakers in my car. I'm still sour about that. So if I mention it in a couple videos, I'm sorry.
Metal break speakers, honey. Sorry.
So was not the same listening to music today. And, but oh my goodness, it was just, he has such a powerful entrance. And the last thing I want to mention was just that extended outro. I'd mentioned it at the beginning, how I really love the extended intros that they do.
Yeah.
But the outro where it turns into that lullaby. So it's always like,
right?
It always feels like a dream. Because you're entering into it, and then you're exiting out of it just like the rabbit hole.
Yeah, totally
right? So
That's why they fit with us so good.
that's what I love about it, just that slow, that ease of entrance, ease of exit, but then that power in the middle.
I love
That
their patience, because when the power does come in, then it just hits you so much, and the way they build up, because even with that lull start, they then built a couple of guitar layers onto it that kept getting it groovier and heavier, and then it came in with the growl.
yeah.
It wasn't just like one into the growl.
They layer it.
They layer it to the point where that layer needs the growl to be satisfied. And then right when that satisfaction needs to happen, they come in, and that's why they're the best. And like you say, I don't think there's a better band from what I've experienced with their transitions. From oh my god, their tempos and the way they're singing.
Just the few songs that I've listened to from Opeth have made me appreciate transitions so much more.
Yeah.
And look for that little extra bit that a band can go.
Yeah.
Because it's just such it's so unique, and he's now spoiled me because I've been listening to Opeth and Epica and Nightwish and
That's all you
metal.
need. That's all you need.
So now I'm starting to listen to bands music that I used to like really enjoy, and I've had to start taking it off my liked playlist off Spotify because now it just doesn't do it for me anymore. So that's been fun.
Sorry, honey. But no worries, y'all, because she has more Opeth and other bands coming to her playlist soon, because we actually have Godhead's Lament coming next on Still Life, which will be song number 2, our 3rd song overall. But we loved the Moor. This is one of my favorite songs, like she said. I've played it a little bit at home, so she's heard a little bit of this tune, but this is her first time actually hearing it on the studio version, and it's a powerful one. That was like a 12-minute song, but it didn't feel like that.
It did not feel like 12 minutes.
No, exactly. That's what they do. They can make masterpieces just so long and just stunning, and they're amazing. One of my favorite bands, y'all. Thank you guys for being here. If you had a great time, hit that like button and subscribe. That will make us very, very happy.
Peace and love, everyone. Take care.
God bless y'all.
Bye for now.
A special thanks goes out to all of our wonderful patrons. We appreciate you so much.
Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more Enter the Chronicness.